have to be honest. I really, really, really wanted Tottenham Hotspur to get knocked out today. I really did. I thought they would, but my word, did they turn up. I'm not going to lie. The way they were playing, the commitment, the fight, it was a coming-of-age performance, I think. You know, one of those where you don't particularly play fantastic on the ball in terms of keeping possession and retention, but you show fight, grit, things you need to go on to win trophies. And that's something Tottenham haven't done for a very, very long time. So we're going to be breaking down the game, looking at Tottenham, looking at Ange, looking at what the future holds, because it was a really, really, sort of coming of age performance from Spurs. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe, hit the like as well. It would be greatly appreciated. So the scenario, 1-1, heading into Frankfurt, into Germany. I thought Tottenham were done. With the crowd that Frankfurt have, with the experience they have in Europe, I thought Tottenham dead and buried. I was so convinced. But that mentality, before the goal, there was waves of attacks. I thought Spurs really structured a proper European away night performance. It was that. Solanke, cool and composed on the penalty. You need your big players to step up, and people will be like, it's just a penalty, blah, blah, blah. He slotted it away really, really nicely. But I think we need to talk about individuals. And one of them who I'm going to certainly talk about is Christian Romero. An absolute clinic from him. And he's got a lot of criticism from Spurs fans. And I know this because I'm on seeing what they put online. They're always like, Romero, why does he play so well for Argentina? He's so rash at times. He doesn't look like he loves it. Today he wore the captain's armband and he put in a captain's performance. Ekitike had barely anything. Roughed him up. Winning his aerial duels. It was a fantastic captain performance from Romero. I'm very impressed with him. Very, very impressed. People will be like, oh, he's going to leave in the summer. Atletico Madrid want him. Nights like these is what keep players and keep them trusting. Romero is one player I've noticed throughout his career has always backed Ange and liked the football that Tottenham play. So when he comes in, puts a performance like that, you can tell he's fighting for the manager. You can tell he wants this team to win. And that's all you can really ask for as a fan, as teammates. And Romero really did step up. So fantastic sort of kudos to him. And we're looking at the individual stats in here. 10 clearances. That's a joke. 10 clearances. The 8.3 rating, of course. 1 block shot. 4 interceptions. 2 tackles. 71 touches. 39 out of 46 accurate passes in there. And look at those duels. 5 out of 6 ground duels won. 4 out of 6 aerial duels. When I say Ekitike pocketed, I mean it. Romero was all up on him. Dealt with him like he was just a fairy. One of the most informed strikers in the world, Ekitike. And Romero made it look easy. He really, really did. A fantastic performance in terms of defenders defending. Really, really impressed with Romero. I really think he can hold his head really, really high. Another one is Destiny Udogie. Because he's another player who has received so much criticism from Tottenham fans. But I feel like he was the man of the match today. Fantastic performances like Romero in there, Porro in there, Bentancur looked pretty decent, Solanke was decent as well. You're looking at, I would probably say those guys are pick of the bunch for me. But Udogie, the heat map, you look at that, busy, going back and forth. A lot of people said Udogie's finished ever since he came back from injury. People were like, why is Spence not starting this game? I thought the 2 fullbacks, talk about Porro, but Porro as well was really good. But Udogie in particular, really impressive. We'll look at the stats in here. 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles, only dribbled past once. And Frankfurt have really, really nice players in the pockets. They make it tricky. Movement is more so used rather than 1v1 ability. But Udogie really stood his ground. 74 touches, 81% accurate passes in there. 8 out of 14 ground duels won is incredible. It really, really is. Another performance where you can say maturity. Coming away from home, you need your big players to step up. Udogie looked like he's back. He looked like he was back to the best Udogie that we like to see. If you're a Spurs fan, I want to see him carry on playing badly because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. But it was one of those performances where I even have to be like, fair enough. And of course, what would a video be without Bergvall? Lucas Bergvall is absolutely incroyable. He is. This kid has everything. 8.5 million. 8.5 million for this guy. He plays like he's been at Tottenham for 5-10 years. And he's only, 18, 19? Incredible maturity on the biggest stages. He always performs. I can't believe he was even on the bench to start the season. I saw a lot of Spurs fans wanting Bergvall. Get Bergvall in, Ange. Get him into the side. And you can see why they rave about him. For me, one of the best youngsters in the league in terms of the way he picks up the ball in the pocket and is positive and drives with it. He's not afraid to lose the ball. When they came to the Emirates Tottenham, I thought Bergvall and Spence were the two best players on the pitch. Now Spence is having to hold a bit of the bench for some time, which is probably good for him to get back to those levels, because I think he had a little bit of a drop-off. To be fair. Wolves was in his best game, and I think that was an opportunity for Ange to put in Porro, because Ange really loves the profile of Porro. But Bergvall, really, really mature, really, really fantastic performance. You can see this guy bossing the midfield in there for Spurs for a very, very long time. He was so good. 8.5 million, by the way. There's a reason why Barcelona wanted to sign him. You can see the profile of player. I don't want to say it, Pedri-like, very Pedri-like in the tight spaces, nice, driving the ball as well, nice range of passing, good dueling capabilities. Spurs have struck gold with this guy. I can tell you that for free. But anyway, let us look on to that semi-final. Bodo Glimt for Tottenham. And now Ange needs to get it right. And as with every other English team that has gone through, from Manchester United to Arsenal and Tottenham themselves, it's getting the rotation right from Liverpool to West Ham. In between, you have those big games. I think at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham can go 3, 4, 5. They can get 5 against this Bodo Glimt side. I'm not being disrespectful to them. I saw how they performed against Lazio. Very, very lucky to just about get in. If it was Lazio, there was probably going to be a different story. But Bodo Glimt, for me, the way Tottenham now have that experience of winning, going somewhere where they must win for Ange's sake, for the club's sake, they do it. I think now they've got enough to push them into the final. Whether they'll win the competition is a whole other question. But they had that experience they needed in the competition where they can come out and be like, yes, we put in that performance, we did our jobs, and we can really kick on from here. I think Liverpool, they'll probably have to play a useless team. Sod it off. They've won the league. Play the likes of Mikey Moore in there. Play the lad who scored in the knockout stages. I think it was against. Who was it against? I don't know, but the young kid that came on, he scored his goal before Mikey Moore. And Jane Scarlett, put him in there as well. Then go to West Ham. You know, that probably is a bigger game in the sense of West Ham and the rivalry there. Maybe that Tottenham want to play a bit of a stronger team. But then again, your priority has to be Europe. And I believe Ange will rotate in the right way to make sure his best players are fit. I really, really do. And on Ange, massive, massive night for him. It really, really was. One of those nights where you feel like, yeah, you show what you're worth. Loads of people can forget what has happened for winning this game. I'm not saying he's home and dry, he's safe, he should stay forever. No, this was massive for him. Mentally, for the players, for the belief in the fans. There's going to be a good factor, a good feel factor around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium now. Whether they're playing poorly in the Premier League game, the fact that they've got Europa to hang in on there is absolutely crucial. I think Ange is a great manager, but he just needed something like this to happen to bring the belief, bring the love back into Tottenham. But for me, a really impressive tactical performance, one of grit, which we don't normally see from an Ange team. And I think Spurs can really kick on. But anyway, that's it for now. And until next time. Peace.